好的，这个是我们今天这个跨境合作轨来自日本的 OSPN 他们提供的最后一个议程，那会是由这个太田先生 Masafumi Ota さん所提供的关于 Call for Raspberry Project in Taiwan. Do you have any project with Raspberry Pi 的这一场 talk？ The final talk is also presented by Mr. Masafumi Ota-san. This talk is about Call for Raspberry Project in Taiwan. Do you have any projects with Raspberry Pi? And let's welcome Mr. Ota.
In a session, and today and the last session in OSPN Talk, and this is Masafumi Ota of Raspberry Pi user group. I will talk to you on calling for Raspberry Pi project in Taiwan. Do you have any project in Raspberry Pi? And more, and to spread the word, your Raspberry Pi project, your Raspberry Pi activity in Taiwan or all over the world. This is me, and my name is Masafumi Ota, a founder and representative of Japanese Raspberry Pi user group established in 2012. Volunteering in Raspberry Pi Foundation and trainings since then, helping Japanese category and helping their business in Japan, and lately looking into not only Japanese market but also Asian to help them. And why now? I am one of the Raspberry Pi Foundation volunteers, and you can see on my post in Raspberry Pi official forum as one of the forum moderators to manage the Japanese category forum or check other forum like Chinese or something. I sometimes posted to notice the event I attended and more. This is today's agenda, and for that, how to spread the word for Raspberry Pi project, and from the personal and hobbies to startup enterprises, Raspberry Pi for business solutions, Markby article use calling for project, and more. How to spread word for the Raspberry Pi project? This is very easy to write to hashtag Raspberry Pi things, easy to spread the word. Also, checking the Raspberry Pi concern to your tweet. And your project is very have very vivid like so Raspberry Pi and foundation training and mention over the retweet your project. So sometimes for the Raspberry Pi account is CC'd for the mention, and Raspberry Pi Foundation ask you using sharp hashtag for the mention your project. And try official forum to spread the word. Also use your question about Raspberry Pi. That is, you can use the Raspberry Pi official forum not only to ask technical questions for Raspberry Pi things, but also you can use something that I notice for your event and in your region in Taiwan or something, for event so at the Raspberry Pi forum. For example, me, and sometimes I notice the COSCUP event in August 1, and today I will talk to at the COSCUP, and so it is very useful to spread the word. And actually, and someone replied to me, and so I was things. So and someone posting to if there and event for in Thailand word saw something. So it is very good for that. So and brief use for the also forum. And it is something barrier to use use in English though as a forum. But now we have a very useful tool in your website. So and that is called the deeper and Google translation. So you can use using the English with those translations too. So please don't hesitate to use that and posting in English. Actually, I can see something like curious post in English by Japanese person. They use deeper or something like. So please don't hesitate to use that. And ask you, and so using a forum, do not duplicate post. That is, we treat us to spam. And I see sometimes, and I have project in many categories. So that is annoying. And in the worst cases, someone having a project so in some many more categories, and so language categories the translators, and so each language is so that. So we are so annoyed for that. So sometimes we remove the post. And it is okay to post not to post in English. Use a native tongue, that is, we already have Chinese category on the forum. And from the hobbies to startup and enterprise business, that is, you have now project, but you would like to be your project and for your business in Raspberry Pi market. So I will talk to the checkpoint to grown up and from personal hobbies project to enterprise project. First, yesterday I mentioned again, and now Raspberry Pi market is growing in the business use because less errors, less RM by Sony's effort, and low cost, and long-term support. It's great to use enterprise business. But please check out before business use in hardware, software aspect. In hardware, you should check on the patience. And so Raspberry Pi itself, SD card especially. And so it is, very, very easy to break. Easy to break. That is, and a limitation of number of relatable in the SD code, and it is easy to correct. So, and we should consider other use USB disks and NVMe and Pixie network boot. And software things and same things, and OS corruption by a SD card. So, and many of business users are using read-only directory to not write in the directory to reduce number of rewritable. This is point. Please check your SD card or otherwise use to keep the patience. Robustness is a very, very important thing. This is cases on the Pi Cloud by MusicBeast, Raspberry Pi hosting service in UK. They use Pixie because they checked on the SD card the first time, but easy to be broken because of the corruption. So they decide to use a Pixie network boot and manage the cloud. And also, you can use the NVMe and disk, and if you have and computer module core. And this is the case on the and the OSHA I/O board with computer module core. But there are other boards and which have the PCI Express port to use that with Raspberry Pi computer module core. And real-time clock is very, very important to check the clock. If you don't have Ethernet in at the factory or something. And you should think of business in another aspect in the legal things. And the license is very important. Do not violate to use bundled softwares. For example, mathematical and etc. I sometimes looking at the grants in the Raspberry Pi business, using Raspberry Pi for your enterprise business, but you cannot do that without paying a license to Wolfram. Okay? That is, mathematical on Raspberry Pi is free for education and evaluation use. And you cannot violate in the open software licenses and please and check and each open source licenses, especially the GPL on the LGBL and more. And local access is very, very important to use that in your country. Technical conformity and lately acts for environment issue is very important element to local acts. Please check your legal issue to use Raspberry Pi for enterprise business. When you change your point and from your hobbies to enterprise business. This is one of the example cases and the whole and the license. And I even and some others in the Raspberry Pi concerned are asked by someone about the Raspberry Pi also licenses. we answered to you, Raspberry Pi OS is based on Debian, so Raspbian OS license is follow Raspberry Debian license. So please check the license information on the Debian site to keep the license. Okay? So, and I will talk about the Raspberry Pi for business solution. I mentioned again the Raspberry Pi and for enterprise business is rapid increases in the Raspberry Pi market. So this is a website for the Raspberry Pi for industrial use. Please check out before you start in the Raspberry Pi for business. I would again to mention to use Raspberry Pi trademark rule and guideline, because there are still many more violated issues in trademark. And for example, a website or something like a business product and something like books and more. So first you start your business with Raspberry Pi, checked a trademark and brand guideline before. And this is, I mentioned yesterday, and Raspberry Pi has also in a trademark for your business, and powered by Raspberry Pi is the branding for your product by Raspberry Pi, and it is very easy to use that. And once try submission to Raspberry Pi Foundation, Raspberry Pi Tradings, and to explain your product things and more to Raspberry Pi Trading. Please try to use powered by Raspberry Pi as a sub-brand for your product. And Raspberry Pi approved design partner is do mass production for your project with Raspberry Pi. That is, you don't have something like factory to do mass production. So you have to ask something like a designer and making circuit boards or something, and ask for do mass production for the product. So please check out and approve design partners to do mass production. And it is my talk in Taiwan. So partly there are many more such design and vendors for that. You can try the submission to be approved design partner. Also, stay and check on the website, and you can try submission from the website, and to do that, please check out this website to be a partner. I mentioned two Chinese vendors yesterday, but if you're something nervous to use use them, so I can introduce so UK and the EU companies to do mass production. Magpie article issued. Sorry, not issue. calling for your project. And you know, and Pink Chain is very famous. And so he's a nice guy, and living in Japan, and he's and now having a project and named Cutie Pie, and a tablet PC project with computer module, and now published in the Magpie official and Raspberry Pi magazine about his article. You can see his article on the Magpie website. Magpie is in the global and magazine, so you can try and introduce your project and published in the official magazine. And so this is my case and to introduce the project to a Magpie. And Banyan Kikushima to the Banyas and project. And to check the temperature and thermos for wines to make a great wine. And Kikushima-san do not have any IT and knowledge. So, and he checked with fat lifting how to make that and build things. He's not IT good. So he checked only fat lifting, pick up Raspberry Pi and the board to integrate it for his project. It is a great case for that. And this is me. It is good. But I thank you for thank you for introducing me at Raspberry the Magpie. So please tell me if you're interested to publish your project in Magpie and project in detail and to discuss Magpie writers and they interested or not. And so if they interested in your project, so please you can have a next step and interview about your project in detail, stuff for article and pictures or something to be published your project. So please try. And because so someone asked me to introduce event to so introduce your project at the official website. But you know, on the official website and Magpie almost project by and UK person project. And it is very easy to publish a project on their website. But it is very easy way to publish your project in Magpie. And so it is not a good point they notice us and their magazines have common creative license though, so you cannot use it officially for your business. But in spreading the word And it is a good point to use that and using a Magpie. I strongly recommend to you and introduce your project first, like PinkChain. I recommend to use that. So please, please, introduce me your project to discuss with them. Helping a contest and an event. And that is also spreading a word in your project. And so lately and in Asian market to help something like event. For Pi Days in Shanghai, I helped the event. And sending swags and more for the event. I can easy to send you some stickers for Raspberry Pi event in your in Taiwan and a small event like university, something like Code Dojo and the Code Club in the Taiwan, something more. So we can prepare for your event if you have if you hold a Raspberry Pi event in Taiwan. So so please and use and Raspberry Pi flags to spread the words and to your project if at the event in Taiwan. Tell me on the project the event in detail. So your event, your contest, something like contest in detail, and when contest event and the purpose, and how many applicants attended you can prospect. What you want the contest, and in many event, I sent some stickers for the event, and if such a contest cases, I sent Raspberry Pi for that. That is decided to the discussion with Eben and other people. So please tell me your event for detail. If you have any request and question and such a thing for that, please feel free to ask me if you have any question for that. And sorry, conclusion. This is the last time to Japanese OSPN Talk. Spread us and your project with official and SNS is very easy to do that. Please consider to enterprise use for business. You need to think of many things, right? Raspberry Pi has a solution for enterprise users, and more. I will say Raspberry Pi planning to have more solution for enterprise users. And please let me know if you have any good project with Raspberry Pi. Please let me know if you have for the event and contest with Raspberry Pi. I am happy to help you. Really happy to help you. So, thank you for attending my session and Japanese OSPN Talk. Please and ask me if you have any question, and see you in the Japanese track, OSPN track next year. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your sharing, Mr. Ota-san. And let's see any questions from Slido. I think not for now. I have personal questions.
Yeah.
I wonder if because I'm from AI compiler company, and we are currently working for AI on IoT devices. I wonder if, especially in Japan, any famous project about combined Raspberry Pi and machine learning or deep learning, like and AI.
Yeah. Yes, and so you perhaps you know Iden is the famous IoT company, and looking into the Raspberry Pi with GPU things. So they customize their IoT engine to with assembly, and with GPU core video core unit to use to calculate and do faster to recognize in something, and with with the things on it. So I know it is, and so you and some of Taiwanese has a project on AI, and I know I used to talk to and guys at the BayNet project, so using a Raspberry Pi thing for the whole AI. It is all they focus on the AI for education, and it is a good project for that. And also on the Magpie and used to publish their project, and used to introduce project for that.
Okay. Okay. I think I will check these projects later on. Okay. Let me check any other questions.
Yeah. If you have any question, please feel free to my email address on the latest, and more. And if you have any any more events so hold about Raspberry Pi things, so I will happy to help you. Because on lately, and so I help not only the Japanese event, but also in the Asian event, and China and Hong Kong, or and your Taiwan, and so giving sending some stickers, or sending some swag for that. So please use that if you hold something event as a gamification thing for the OSS project.
Okay, thank you. If we have a chance to contribute to this, or have interesting to demonstrate what we have done, I think I will ask you for your help. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's all today, and thank you again for Ota-san's sharing, and all speakers from OSPN Japan. And I think let's call it a day. Thank you. And thank you. Goodbye.